Preview tomorrow's matchups that will wrap up Group E of this European Championship. Um, Group E is an interesting group. We entered the groups. We entered the final match day with everybody level on points, which is um, a very climactic end that we'll be seeing because of that, which is great. As a neutral. Now, if you're a fan of these teams, obviously it's not. Not it's not horrible, but it's also not a great position because it's really going to be a stressful couple of hours tomorrow as they watch their conclusions. But yeah, any team can move on from this, and any team can get eliminated, and it's gonna be interesting. Belgium will be taking on Ukraine, and Romania will be taking on Slovakia. So it's clear, um, any of these teams, they win and they're through. Now, if games start finishing in draw, if both games start finishing in a draw, we could be in a potential place that all teams finish with 4 points. Now, that will see Romania and Belgium through based on goal differential. So, Slovakia and Ukraine will definitely have to be more on the front side of it because they don't want to rely. They will definitely have to be more protagonists in their games because Slovakia and Ukraine, now, a point is not the worst deal in the world for them, but they're gonna have to rely on the other side not finishing in a point, in another game finishing in a draw too. They're putting themselves in a position to have to wait, to have to get help from the other game. They're gonna need a team to win one of the other game, Slovakia and Ukraine, because of everybody. If both games finish in a draw, Romania and Belgium move on first and second place. Uh, so Slovakia and Ukraine, though, they could still move on with a point, but it makes it tricky. They have to get help from the other game. One of the two teams has to win that game. The other games cannot finish in a draw. Like if you're Slovakia perspective, let's say you draw with Romania, you have to make sure either Belgium beat Ukraine or Ukraine beat Belgium. That game cannot finish in a draw because one of those teams have to finish below 4 points. Same thing with the other way around. Of Ukraine were to draw with Belgium, they have to pray that either Slovakia beat Romania or Romania beat Slovakia. Because if they finish 4 points, if both teams finish with 4 points, Ukraine will be out because of the goal differential. But there's also actually no, there's also the third place element within this too, though. At the same time, this actually can get so tricky. There's so many different ways this can go. I think both, because you could finish with 4 points and finish last, and that'll get you eliminated as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that this can go. This is way too complicated at the end of the day. Way too complicated to break down. But we will go game by game. Romania and Slovakia, you know, it's interesting in how Slovakia both of these teams were able to have a very good opening day, but came out rather disappointing results in the second day. But but um, they have everything ahead of them still because of what they did in that opening day with Romania defeating Ukraine 3-0 and Slovakia beating Belgium 1-0. They still have everything in front of them, which is still a good position that they find themselves in. Romania head coach Edward Ordonescu came out saying it's important for them to beat Slovakia and to win Group E because it gives them more of an advantage in the knockout stages. Yes, that's the thing, but also you want to it's important for you to win, period, because you don't want to put in a position where you might need help to get out of the group, because third place team in this group will more than likely move on as long as they don't really get pelted. Third place in this group is probably going to move on because Hungary has -3 goal differential, and they're a third place team. Now Croatia, they only have 2 points, so you knock that out of the way. That's at least one team you finish ahead of. But Hungary is the other team. They have 3 points, but they have a -3 goal differential. So whoever finishes third in this group will probably not have a -3 goal differential. I mean, Ukraine right now are -2, but yeah, Ukraine can find themselves in a tricky position if they finish third in that group. But if they lose that game, then I don't really think they will finish third. So third place in this team will more than likely go on. Now, Romania, they currently sit on top of the group, right? Because of how they performed against Ukraine, winning 3-0. And this is also a unique situation we find ourselves in, because this is the first time in European Championship history that we have found themselves entering the last game with all team level in points. That's amazing. The most important thing now for these teams, though, is to ensure qualification. Number one, that is the most important thing. Winning the group is good, but qualification is very, very important. Especially when you look at Romania, they've only qualified once for the last 16 in 5 European performances. The last time was in 2000. Slovakia, they haven't been into the knockout stages since 2016. Belgium, it's clear the incentive with them. They're trying to go on. They're trying to get on this run again. Maybe one last dance, hopefully for them. Ukraine, with the nation behind them. They performed actually pretty good at the last European Championships, reaching the quarterfinal. They want to replicate that sort of run. Now, a win for any of these teams on Wednesday would earn them a place in the last of 16. A point will be enough for Belgium, Romania, and Slovakia all to progress. No matter what, Belgium, Romania, Slovakia, if they draw, all of them going through. Ukraine, they draw is tricky because then they're relying on help and all that to make sure they're third place. Because if they finish fourth, they could still be last place in the group. If Belgium beat Ukraine and Romania and Slovakia draw, then Romanians will finish second based on goal differential. Slovakia's head coach Calzona came out saying, we are professionals. We know that the draw might help us to qualify for the last 16, but that doesn't mean anything because we want to play our own match. We deserve this opportunity to progress as we have played good football, which I think I agree with him. I thought they played pretty good in that first game. In that second game against Ukraine, I thought they played really, really good at certain times, and they were really unfairly unlucky in that game to end up losing. I think Ukraine was really able to turn it on in that second half. But overall, I thought they have played for some good ball at this tournament. Ukraine, it's time that these big-time players show up for them. Dovbyk, Zinchenko, Modric, Yaremchuk. Quality players amongst this Ukraine team. In terms of quality, they're easily the second place team in this group. But their performances, even in that Slovakia game, despite they won, their performances in certain spurts in that game and in general against Romania has not been to the level of quality that they have. And they really need to step it up because they shouldn't even find themselves in this position. Neither should Belgium, who laid an egg in their opening game. Belgium and Ukraine should be the two clear teams based on quality in this group. But but them not performing, the players not showing up in the big time moments are the reasons why this is really an open group in this final game, which is not the situation where Belgium and Ukraine should find themselves in. When a group enters the final game and all teams in the group have 3 points or all level, that has a lot to say with the big teams in that group underperforming, and that's exactly what's happened. Belgium shocked everybody with that performance against Slovakia, or not performance. I didn't think the performance was horrible, but the result against Slovakia, and Ukraine laying that absolute egg against Romania in that opening game. So the quality of these two teams have to prevail if they want to get out. I think Belgium will get out. I think their quality will prevail. Ukraine, they find themselves in the trickiest position. They have, in terms of what it is, the standings right now, they have the least chance to make it out. I do think their quality will, I don't know. No, I don't think Slovakia It's really tricky. It's really tricky. Slovakia taking on Romania. No, I think Ukraine will be going home. I think Belgium take care of Ukraine. I don't think Ukraine will get the point, and I think that Romania Slovakia game will do a lot to determine who finishes second and third. But at the end of the day, I do think both of those two teams will move on. It'll probably be cagey affair in that game. Both teams really playing for a draw just to be safe, and yeah, that'll be very interesting. Now Ukraine of Romania Slovakia finishing a draw, that's an absolute nightmare scenario for them because now they're gonna have to go and win the game against Belgium, which is not where they want to find themselves. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. This is I've never seen a group like this. That if tomorrow is gonna be very interesting. Hopefully teams are not playing scared and make it dull, which I can see happening, especially in that Romania Slovakia game. I hope we get open ended football, but it's definitely gonna be a very climactic ending.